What's going on? It's your girl TampaMystic, and we are back with another episode of the industry's most wanted podcast. Happy holidays, everybody. I have a special guest checking in, so you guys got to stay tuned for it. Hey, and we are live and direct. We got people tuned in already, man. Thank you guys, everybody who's tuned in, checked in. It's your girl TampaMystic once again, industry's most wanted podcast. This is like the holiday edition, you dig? I got a special guest, man. He's bringing all that good energy, you know what I'm saying? All that good music. Introduce yourself.
Yo, world, it's your boy Tyreal from the Almighty Touche Entertainment Camp.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Just wanted to make a quick announcement. We are live streaming on YouTube, two different Facebook accounts. We're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, like we live everywhere. The only place we can't go live with this type of platform is Instagram because they don't allow you to stream third party. So it's all good though. Thank you, everybody who's checked in. If you guys are in any of these platforms, leave a comment. I can bring it on the screen so we know that you guys are here. But listen, it's not about me tonight. It's about my special guest checking in. You gave us that introduction, but go in a little bit more depth. Where you from, how you got started with music.
Well, I'm from everywhere 229, and when I say that, that's basically where the same area Field Mall from. I live pretty much all over that area. I graduated from Early County, Blakely, Georgia, but my roots are Edison, Georgia, and I was actually born in Newark, New Jersey. But
Oh, okay.
I've been in Georgia all my life though. Started music. I can't even remember how far back it was. I know it had to be 8, 9, or 10 when I was just freestyling with my cousins and stuff like that. I always tell people legitly I started doing music 2018 because back then we used to just get beats and make the song, didn't worry about the business aspect of it. But as of 2018, it started becoming a little bit more serious to me.
I totally get it. I understand, like anybody I think that gets involved in this music business at any type of aspect, whether they're doing music, myself, I've been a radio personality for like 11 years. We all start out really not understanding the business. We know that we enjoy
Absolutely.
doing it. We just have to kind of figure our way as we go, being around the OGs and learning from other people and studying the greats and understanding that this is a legitimate business where we can make
Right.
a lot of money. So once we start understanding that, we're like, okay, man, I got to get my business together.
Right.
So you were born in New Jersey, but you grew up mostly in Georgia, right? You said?
Yeah, I want to say I was about 4 or 5 when we came down to Georgia, and I've been in Georgia ever since.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you don't sound like you from Jersey at all.
Nah, yeah, that Southern twang done caught up with me. So it used to be proper, but then a lot of people from here say I still talk kind of proper, but then I go somewhere where they really talk proper. Nah,
Right.
you country, you
Yeah,
super
you
country.
country. You
I
in you
love it though. I love it
229.
already.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Talk to us about that. What was it like growing up, in Southern Georgia?
Slow, super slow. I mean, the opportunities were few and far in between. It was. I mean, I kind of like it. The best thing about it is the lack of traffic because I really don't like to drive. I've been in Atlanta a
Oh,
lot.
Lord
That traffic
Jesus.
crazy.
I know. I'm here every day. Trust me, I get it.
Man, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you be sitting in traffic for 2 hours and you stay 2 minutes away. But
Exactly.
nah, it's been cool though. I like being from the red clay. Yeah, I mean it is slow, but it gives you an opportunity to think more. It gives you an opportunity to look up and see the stars. It gives you cleaner air in a sense. But I liked it. I've always had a bigger mindset than smaller cities, so that's why I've always been on the move. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm in Savannah, Georgia. I just left Macon
You in
and
the
came
boat?
here. Right. So it is right now. It's just moving around and networking and just trying to get the brand out a lot more.
Absolutely. No, I trust me, I'm all the way with you. Like I live in the city only because I have to for what I do within this
Right.
music business. Like honestly, when I'm ready to retire, because we got to work to the point where we can finally retire and we ain't got to work no more. That's the
Absolutely.
goal. When I do retire, I want to retire like ducked off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, where the air is fresher and cleaner, and give me a mountain out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
and I'm
right,
actually cool with that. Because
right.
this hustle and bustle, boy, it's crazy. Like you said, be up here in Atlanta. It took me some getting used to. I moved here from Tampa. Traffic's crazy in Tampa, but dang, like in Atlanta, boy, they'll run you over and not think twice about it.
It's like everybody trying to get to the same spot at the same time, and it's like whoever
Right.
get there first win $1,000,000.
You
Like,
gotta
man,
leave like 2 hours ahead for like what should be about a 20-minute drive. You know what I'm saying?
crazy,
It's crazy.
crazy.
So, but let's talk about your transition into music, because I really like to take the time for people to understand your journey, because that's exactly what it is. It's a journey, right?
Right, absolutely.
Learning the music business is a lot. Figuring out all the things you need to do, like what we're doing right now, doing these type of interviews, going to events and performing and
Right.
networking and meeting the DJs, and the list goes on. So with all that being said, what made you decide that music was for you? How did that become your passion?
I always love listening to it. Like I've always been a fan of the Jay-Z's, the Jada Kisses,
Okay.
Fabulous, even on to Film Mob. Like I
Right.
love lyrics and just getting into that. Me being the lyricist, it came from the Notorious B.I.G.'s, the Jay-Z, listening to them and just developing. And then I also started out writing poetry,
Okay.
which was more of a therapy thing for me to, get
Right.
stuff off of my chest. Because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people won't believe it. I'm actually pretty shy. A lot of people won't believe it
Are
if
you
you ask them.
introverted?
I love being alone. Like I love being by myself.
I feel
Like,
you. Me too. Trust me, dog. I do too. I'm on the whole leave me alone thing. I socialize because I have to.
yeah, absolutely. It's you stay out of trouble. The more you stay to yourself, the more you stay out of trouble. But now I'm seeing, because we're catching the attraction, gaining a small buzz or whatever, that I kind of have to get out of that shell and be
That's
able
right.
to network and talk to different people. So I'm definitely getting into the swing of things. But like I said, the journey started with poetry. I actually have a couple poems published,
Okay,
and
that's dope.
then I actually turned one of my poems into a song a long time ago, and then it just started from there, and I just stuck
Mm.
with it.
That's dope, man. A lot of the artists that I have these conversations with have a very similar journey in how they started. They started writing poetry, and then they're like, it's similar, really. You got to make
Right.
sure that what you're writing makes sense. You got to make sure it rhymes. You got to put all that together. And I have so much respect for that, because like I don't know. Like I just listen to some of the stuff that these artists come up with. I'm like, dang, like I wouldn't have never thought of that.
Right.
But I
Right.
guess if you're talking about your journey again and your real life experiences, then it just comes naturally and organically, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I played football most of like high
Okay.
school, middle school, high school, and I was thinking that was my path, and then I wound up hurting myself. I had 2 knee surgeries, so
Oh
it went from
Lord, that throws you out the game.
it threw me out. I mean, I was actually getting letters. I was getting letters from,
Wow.
smaller schools. I wouldn't say nothing too big. But once I hurt myself, then they pretty much started pulling back. So I was like, I always had this passion for music. Let's kind of get into it. And then even then, early stages of it, when my uncle, who was actually the CEO of the record label that I'm on,
Okay.
he was trying to get me to rap for the longest, and I always kept telling him it's oversaturated. I'm not. This is not paying bills right now, so I'm
Right. It
like,
doesn't in the
no,
beginning. Most definitely don't pay the
right.
bills at first.
But it is, hey, it's taking care of a lot now. So I
Yeah.
I can't say. I want to definitely say thank you to my uncle for always believing in me and pushing me to become what we doing now.
That's a blessing, man, to have somebody, especially somebody that's your blood, your
Right.
family, to believe in you. Because one thing that and I know, or anybody that's in this music business, especially as an artist, or what I do, I do podcasting and I'm on radio out here in Atlanta and stuff. One of the hardest things to do is get people to support you, right?
Yeah, and the thing with that, I try not to think about it as much. I always think about the people that do support me.
Nah, for real. The ones who don't support, they don't exist,
They
right?
don't,
We know they out there, but slick, they don't really exist, right?
and they support. They just want to catch on when it's popular. That's all it
No,
is.
for real. And that's big facts, man. And but at that point, it's like
Too
Okay,
late.
that's cool, but you ain't gonna be my ride or die because you
Nah.
wasn't there when I was like really maybe struggling to come up because this music business can be a struggle, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's the thing that I'm prepared for. That's the things that we're working on now in the early stages. Is just that tough skin, just being able to deal with whatever comes with the music industry. Which is why with my music, they say the tongue is powerful.
It
So I don't
is.
talk about ops and killing. I haven't killed anybody in my music or anything like that
That's
because
good.
that stuff come back and it can come back to you. So I always try to keep it as positive and motivate, at least like motivate the hustlers. Like that
Oh, for real.
we went from hustlers to users, and now I'm trying to get us back to hustling again. So that's what all my music is about.
No, I really respect that, and this is just my personal opinion, but because I hear literally thousands of songs from doing interviews and
But
doing radio and stuff like that, and I really think that as an artist, if you can create a song that doesn't have either no cursing or minimal amount of cursing, and you're not talking like you said about drugs and guns and all that. If you can pull that off and still have a banger, man, you really doing something, right? Because that's
right,
why a lot of these artists do curse and stuff so much because they feel like that's the only way that they gonna be able to get people to resonate to what they're talking about, right?
right, and now I can't conform. I'm not. I've been told, hey, you need to, dumb it down a little bit and this, that, and the third. And I've always said, there's a lane for me.
Please believe it.
There's always a lane for my types. I say if you could listen to J. Cole, you can listen to me. If you listen to Drake, you can listen to me. If you listen to Jay-Z, you can listen to me. So it's I can't say I'll dumb it down. Like I can come out with some bangers with lyrics, but
Yeah.
I just don't want to fall into that same category. Plus, I feel like the way music is going is like bell bottoms. They were in style back in the day. Bell bottoms came back at one point. The capri pants, all that. So the lyrics are going to come back. Everything is going to transition back to where it was, and I just want to be really the leader of that new future.
That's so funny you said that because, like, I remember when I was little, my mom always talked about, you know, time repeats itself,
It does.
right?
It
Because
does.
I remember in an era, like, I would say, I'm an OG, y'all. When I was in high school, I graduated in 92. I'm about to give my age away. I'm a real OG. I know I look good and stuff.
Right, right,
Back then, like there was a time where bell bottoms came in style, and I was like, dang, I don't want to have to wear them ugly bell bottom things. My mom's like, well, they was popular back in like the 60s or 70s.
right.
But guess what? They started to make a little comeback again. I'm like, please keep them bell bottoms. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of
Man,
them things. Like, because it's so funny because me and my significant other, we were talking about it the other day, and he was like, man, as a man, you like to wear fresh shoes and sneakers and stuff, right? You got them
right.
bell bottoms on, you
Got to
covering up
pop
the whole
tags.
shoe. You can't even see them. But
Right.
you're right though. It's absolutely like that, And shout out to everybody checked in. Let's just take a quick second to say what's going on to everybody. Shout out to Tanisha Ray. I see her checked in. That's probably one of your people.
Yeah, that my girl right there.
Shout out to you, baby, for listen. That's so beautiful. Having a significant other that supports you that's the most beautiful thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this is a tough business. So I get it. Me and my significant other both happen to be in this music business. So we understand what we got going on. My business partners checked in too. Shout out Strauss Hyper. He's on Facebook with it right now saying, yo. um, so we just wanted to say we appreciate everybody taking your time out your schedule tonight to tune in, man. Thank you guys. We got a lot to talk about still. So y'all stay tuned and tell a friend to tune in, you know what I'm saying, and support the movement. So I heard you mention that some of your musical influence was like Jay-Z and Biggie and stuff like that. Let me ask you this. If you could share the stage with somebody right now, oh, we lost him for a second. He may have gotten a
Hold
phone call or
on.
something. You got a phone call coming in or something?
Nah, it was something popped up. Let me see if I can pull it back up here.
Them notifications, right?
I've been trying to stop, and they like as soon as I get on here, that's when everybody want to hit me up.
Listen, my phone is over here. You see all them notifications? They blowing up. Phone blowing up. People calling. People texting. Oh, we're gonna have to bring y'all. Stay tuned because we're gonna bring him right back in. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'll just entertain you guys. In the meantime, you guys can follow me on all my social platforms at TampaMystic. Boom. He back like he never left. My dog.
Y'all start sending them notifications, man.
For real. We trying to have a conversation here, right?
Right.
So let's take it back. I was just asking you if you could get on stage and share the stage with any artist, whether it's someone dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, I can't say big. That I've never been asked that. That is actually a pretty great question. Ooh. I've always had a passion for Sade.
Ooh,
I
hold on
love
now, brother.
I love
That's my
Sade. No
girl, man.
Ordinary
Ooh,
Love. Like
yes.
the vibe. I love her vibe. Like if we could
Yes.
do a song together, that's who I would want to be on the stage with. Sade. I love Sade. Love
Man,
Sade.
she's so beautiful and her music is just absolutely timeless. Like I remember when when I still had a 9 to 5, I had this is years ago. I've been doing this for a long time. When I started 9 to 5, this when iPods were popular, right? I had my little iPod and I had my little iPod deck and I had it plugged in and I would have Sade on repeat like all day because it just kept me calm and got me through my day, man. So wow. And I've never had anybody respond with that answer. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one. Sade.
Sade. I love her music. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's calming. It is in the world of, like you said, hustle and bustle. It is that take a step back, take a deep breath.
No, for real. You got
Everything gonna be
to.
good.
Yeah, it's important, man. Like, there's so much craziness going on in this world right now, and that could be a whole nother conversation. So we'll just
Right.
say there's a lot of craziness in this world, right?
Right.
We have to take time for ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
And we gotta, if we got a partner, a spouse, or a significant other, you gotta make time for them because it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle. It's
Right.
easy to get caught up in the limelight of this music business. And I love the fact that, like you said, you're kind of to yourself. So you're figuring out ways to turn that into networking and being out there because
Absolutely.
that's all a part of this business. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about, the last 2 years we've been pretty much like quarantine pandemic. It's, of course it's, we're moving back around and stuff now, but
Right.
virus is still very much out there. It's crazy. But anyways, with that being said, there was a time when like everything was pretty much shut down and we couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't hit no venues.
Right.
What would you say that you implemented during that time to help your music that you're going to continue doing? Because a lot of people implemented stuff because we had to
Right.
basically switch gears. You know what I'm saying? What was that for you?
Creating content. And that's something that I have to do a lot more of. But
Yeah.
just being the creator, like outside of music, being able to bring people into my world. So once the music and everything started to take back off, it was, oh hey, I know him from
Yeah.
so and so. I know him from this, that, and the third. So it was
Thanks, bro.
that, and then just living in the studio, literally living in the studio, because
Yeah.
I always, and this might sound kind of arrogant, I only really listen to me now. And it's only to critique myself to get better for the next tracks that I do. I always want my first verse of the next song to be better than my last verse on the song
Yeah.
that I did before.
Of
So
course. You want to outwork yourself, right?
absolutely,
That's the
absolutely. And
goal.
that's so creating content, which I'm gonna definitely do a lot more of that next year. And just living in the booth, just staying in the studio, just finding different ways to make it work the way that I wanted to work out.
Yeah.
And not having to conform to, like we were talking about earlier, that type of, and I have no beef with anybody that
No,
does that.
for real. I got you.
And I love hip hop. Period. I studied it. Like I already know. If it wasn't for the DJs, it wouldn't be hip hop. Shout out to Cool Herc. Like
No,
I
for real.
study hip hop. Like I
Yeah.
know hip hop
Got
from.
to. You got to pay homage to the people
You
that
have
did it
to.
before us,
You
right?
have to. You have to. That's why I get mad when artists start talking about DJs. I'm like, do you understand that they're the reason you're able to do what you're doing now? It
That's
started
right.
with just the beat and talking.
But Slick though, to keep it all the way G now. And shout out to Tanisha. She said yes, he do love her. She know you love some Sade. um, really honestly, like it comes full circle. And I'm gonna elaborate what I mean by that, right? So I've been, like I said, I've been on radio for 11 years. So some people feel like they need someone like me to get their music heard. But guess what? I need someone like you to have music to be able to play, because without an artist, I don't have work, right?
Right. Absolutely.
You know, because
Absolutely.
like majority of the interviews I do are musicians, they're artists. I do interview anybody else for anybody out there. I don't just limit to artists, but majority of the people that come to me are artists.
Right.
And the music that I play, like that's what I depend on to create my show is music.
Right.
Same thing with a DJ, right? You need that
Absolutely.
DJ to play your music, but he needs you to create good music for him to have a job to be spinning at the club.
Absolutely.
Same thing with a producer. So it kind of comes all full circle. You know what I'm saying? So we all need each other.
I was gonna say shout out to every aspect of music, just from the top to the bottom. Every aspect, any gear that turns this thing we call music. Shout out to all y'all.
Right. Absolutely, man. I do want to connect you at some point with my business partner, Shaw Cypher. He's tuned in right now. He and I have been working together for over a decade. We have our magazine that we publish every month called The Grind Report, and we do many other stuff. He also does interviews as well, like this as well. He's got a great podcast called Underground Movers. So I'm gonna make sure I connect you guys, because he's got his own, audience and
Cool.
platform as well. So it's important to connect with people that that are doing good business. And he's one of them people.
Absolutely.
He's in Jacksonville, so he ain't too far from where you're at. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
shot. Straight shot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I link you guys all the way up.
Cool.
So what are you working on right now? I know we got a record tonight that we're gonna check out and we're gonna premiere in just a few minutes. But what else you got going on? And also too, I want to talk a little bit more about what you answered earlier. You said you've been creating content, so we'll get back to that. So what are some of the things that we can expect from you, in the near future?
Right now, I'm in album mode. I did drop a project earlier this year. I actually dropped it on my mother's birthday, April the 5th. Rest in peace to my mother.
Yes,
It was
rest in peace to
called
your mother.
Days Before the Storm. And now I'm gonna drop the sequel to that next year, The
Mm.
Storm, which means the strength to overcome rough mistakes.
Ooh, I like that. That's a dope acronym.
Right,
I
the
like the
strength.
name The Storm, period, because that alone will get your brain thinking, because you think about like a storm is like a rough time. It can be a rough
Right.
time, but there's always the calm after the storm. So I like that you put an acronym behind it as well. I think that's really dope.
Right, and it's a part of like Wayne said, a three-peat. Like I said, first it
Oh
was
yeah.
Days Before the Storm, and then the next one is The Storm, and then the third one I haven't quite gotten a name for it yet. I actually like the calm. That do sound like a good, but
Yeah.
it is definitely, just a part of a trilogy that I've been working on probably since I was 11. Like I've
Yeah.
had this
Oh,
idea
okay.
for the longest, and now to be able to bring it full front, man, I absolutely love it. But yeah, definitely in album mode. Probably about to go DJ Khaled. I'm probably about 15%. You know how
Okay.
you keep a percentage on
Yeah.
where his album. I'm at like 15%. But I'm definitely late next year. Y'all can expect another album from me. Plan on dropping the album pretty much every year. I kind of want to go Jay-Z with it.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, for
and just
sure.
every year, hit them with new content, like I said, and then of course the content. Just I'm coming up with just different creative things. Like I got an idea from one of my partners, like just like kick cam or something like that, where I just walk around and see what shoes you got on, like just
Oh yeah, because
different little things that can pull you into me, which will pull you into the music that I create.
facts. It forces people to engage with you, and that's the
Right.
goal. Is you need people to engage with you in order to become a fan of yours, and I think that's a great idea. Whatever you can think of, put your brain to work. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. We
Absolutely.
got to put our brain to work and just come up with creative ideas and figure out ways to stand out rather than fitting in. Because that's, like you were talking about the music, a lot of people try to sound like each other,
Nah,
and I love when artists, not that you don't support other artists, but especially when you're in that creative mode, you don't want to listen to any other artists
I
because you
don't.
don't want that influence. And you may not even try to sound like them, but if you're listening to someone real heavily, it's just gonna rub off on you. It's just what it is.
Man, story about that. I've always been a big Lil Wayne fan, super huge Lil Wayne
Hey,
fan,
he's
and
he's one of the goats, man. There's a couple
of
goats
course,
out there, but
of
he's one of
course,
them for sure.
if anybody says he's not the GOAT, then they don't know music, obviously. But
Right.
it was I was at work. This was some years back, and one of my coworkers, he was playing Carter One.
Okay.
Now this, once again, I told you I had the 2 knee surgeries. So when I had my first one, I had to literally beg my mother to buy me Carter One. She seen the parental advisor. She was like, I don't know about that. Mom, I need this. I need this in my life.
Right. It's not a want, it's a need.
I need this in my life. So I'm in after surgery, of course, I'm in the bed. I probably listened to Carter One front to back 400 times.
Dang. Okay. So you're
Literally.
a super duper fan.
Man, I'm a huge Wayne fan. So one day I'm at work, just to fast forward, and my coworker, he put on Carter One, and I rapped every song word for word, and he said I sounded just like him.
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, because, and he went and told somebody else who at the time I didn't know was a rapper, and he was like, he raps. Now nobody knew this at the time, but he said he raps, and then he came to me. He was like, "You rap?" Like, yeah, I can do a little bit. And I was like,
Okay.
"How you know?" And then he basically was telling me what the coworker was saying, that I rapped and sounded exactly like Lil Wayne.
Word. Okay.
So that's why I said I tried to get away from it. Then even listening to like interviews from Lil Wayne where he says he doesn't listen to anything but himself, I see why. It's
Yeah.
not that he doesn't, like you said, support. It's just I don't want to sound like Lil Wayne. I don't want to sound like Drake. I don't want to sound like
Absolutely.
anybody but me.
You want to sound like you.
Right.
That's the goal, is for you to be one of those people that people talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now,
That's the
putting
goal.
out that timeless content.
That's the goal.
Shout out to everybody checked in. Thank you for the interview. You're very welcome. They're
That's
posting.
CEO right there. Touche.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Touche.
Touche.
Listen, this is my passion. Like, music is your passion. I love sitting down and just having these like intimate conversations one on one with people, because like I love people to share their story and tell their journey. Because a lot of times stuff gets overlooked, and I'm here to
Absolutely.
bring it all to the forefront, the good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's take it to the flip side for a second, and it doesn't have to go too deep. But again, I like people to understand your journey, because it's not always a cakewalk, right?
Not rainbows all the time.
Not
Definitely
rainbows and
not.
flowers and
Nah.
all that. What would you say, since you started taking music more seriously, has been maybe a obstacle or a struggle that you had to overcome, and how did you push through that?
Literally, it's the type of music I make. The couple times I've heard, because I've heard a lot of people say, "Yo, your pen crazy," this, that, and the third. But the couple things that I have heard is the music sounds dated,
Mm,
and I'm like, it can't. Like, and then
right.
that's just me being, one of my biggest supporters. So
Yeah.
but it's just people are stuck on today's sound, and
Right.
they're not used to hearing what was yesterday, which will eventually be tomorrow. Like I said, it's definitely, something that I feel deeply, that music is going to transition back to lyricism. It's going to transition back to those times. And I
Right.
think that's probably the biggest thing, is just kind of listening to what people say to get that because I love constructive criticism. I
Yeah. Of
absolutely love it
course.
because it makes you better. But
Yeah.
also understanding that, hey, this is you. You got to do this. Like, somebody can tell you how to do something, but you still have to do it yourself.
Nah, for real.
So, right.
You
And
gotta experience it yourself.
that's probably the biggest thing. It's just kind of listening to, you know, people hearing they're saying, yeah, this isn't it, this isn't now. And I'm like, of course it's not now. I'm not trying to make music for now. Like, the word you said is perfect. Timeless.
It's timeless. Absolutely.
Timeless.
And I think, I respect that, because, and this is the throw no shade at a lot of the younger artists that are coming out right now, but the music that they have is hot today and gone tomorrow. Like, it's trendy and it's cool because it's fun to turn up to for a little second.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. Absolutely.
again, me being in radio for the amount of years that I do, I also will hear music for like maybe a solid 90 days, and then boom, it's on to the next one. And you forget about it because it's not timeless music. It was
Nah.
trendy during that quick little era. You know what I'm saying? So, We're gonna check out one of your records though. But before we get into it, man, couple things I need you to do. First and foremost, thank you for being here tonight. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, checked in on all the platforms across the board. Once again, we're on 2 Facebooks, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole world tapped in right now. Tell everybody where they can follow you on all your social medias.
Tyreal Bryant, TyReal Bryant on everything, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, on whatever you need to find me on. It's Tyreal, TyReal Bryant, BRYANT, all platforms.
That's your government?
No, my government is Tyreal.
Okay.
You know the crazy story. I used to call myself Young Money, which is crazy because this was before Wayne
right
had Young Money. So somebody asked me one day, it was like, what does that name mean to you? I don't know. I literally have no idea. I'm young, I'm getting a little money, Young Money. It was like, nah, you gotta, matter of fact, I want to say it might have been CEO, it might have been Touche that told me that. And so he was like, you know, think of something that resonates. The way I spell my government name is Tyrell. So I just took one of the L's out, put an A in, Tyreal. I'm only speaking the real stuff, so Tyreal.
So let me ask you this real quickly. I was curious. I know you got the @ symbol in there, right? Has that been hard for you to put like on the digital platforms and stuff? Do they accept?
Spotify, no. Spotify, not at all. Apple, yes. Apple does not take that @ symbol at all. If you go on there, it's Tyrel.
Okay.
But I did it because when we were registering everything, when we, like I said, 2018, we just really started the legitness of it. So it was one of those things to where I seen people already had the name. So it was just to make it different. But of course, and this is no shade to anybody who has the name, I plan on being a lot bigger than all them. So once we get to that point, then I could change it back to just a regular A. Or I can keep the @ symbol.
Yeah. Because once you really brand yourself and market yourself and get your SEO up and stuff, like again, my significant other and I, we had this conversation the other day, and we took our phones and we Googled Pitbull, right? The artist. He pulls up before the dog on the Google search.
That's why I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to get to that point. Because Pitbull dog's been out way before him. So if he could be #1,
Hey, he been working. His whole team been working. Like that's a
big fan of Pitbull.
SEO right there. The next thing I need you to do is, there's a lot of people that are tuned in, checked in tonight. I know there's been a lot of people that supported you along your journey, and I feel it's important we always pay homage to those people, right? So who do you want to shout out to?
First, Tanisha Ray. She's been on here probably since
Shout out to Tanisha. Hey, girl.
Definitely the whole count, Touche Entertainment, Touche CEO, Touche, Star, which is the R&B singer on the label. Soldier the Grandmaster. He dropped the first album for the label back in 2019. I don't want to lie to you. I think it was 2019. Shout out to Big Coop, shout out to Young Coop, they brothers. And the crazy thing is all of us are family.
Okay. Did you say Coop like COOP?
Yeah. Big Coop and Young Coop.
Let me ask you this. Is their last name Cooper by any chance?
Absolutely. yes, absolutely.
I asked that because some of my fam, their last name is Cooper, and they both go by Big Coop, Lil Coop.
That's it. Cooper is it. I shout out to KO. He do the mixing and mastering, been a big help for us. My homeboy 100K Bruiser, like he put me on a lot of the industry game that I know now. He was the one telling me about the content and stuff, being able to just be accessible.
Very
my
important.
family, my whole family. I can't name everybody, but my brother Travis Scott out in Texas, my brother Kelvin Bryant here in Savannah, my brother Antonio Bryant here in Savannah. Just everybody, man. Like y'all know who y'all are. Like I can't sit here and name everybody, but they know who they are. They supported me from day one, and they're gonna continue to support. And for lack of time, I would say I can't sit here and just name everybody.
Nah, for real. And that's the thing, we that's one of the hardest things to do is remember everybody on the shout outs. And I know sometimes I be forgetting people. I'm like, hey, don't charge it. Charge it to the game, not to my heart. Cause like
Please, pretty please. Because I know as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna get the inboxes. You didn't say me, shout you ain't. Oh, and I will say this. Shout out to my class 2006. I'm not gonna name everybody, but because I said class 2006, early county, I love all y'all. They also support me heavily.
so
So shout out to my classmates and there you go.
hey, man, listen. Last but not least, we are live and direct with your girl TampaMystic on the industry's most wanted podcast. So, the most famous question that I gotta ask: what makes you the industry's most wanted?
What makes me the industry more? I'm me. I can't say it no plainer than that. If you want bars for bars, bars for days, great concepts, beautiful music, something that you can vibe to, something that's not gonna make you want to get up and go do something stupid. If you a hustler, if you like getting money, if you like women, I make the music for you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the industry's most wanted. And I personally feel like one day I'm gonna be bigger than Big. I'm gonna be bigger than Notorious B.I.G.
Claim
It's
it.
coming.
Put it in the universe,
I
bro.
done
You
put
got
it up
to.
though.
I know that's
It's
right.
gonna happen.
We putting it out there and I'm receiving it. You dig?
Definitely. I'm gonna be bigger than Notorious. I say that in one of my songs. Not the one, probably not the one that you're gonna play, but I did send another one. If you want to just check that one out too.
Okay.
I said enough, and I feel it. I strongly feel I am the best rapper alive. And what separates me from thinking I'm the best rapper alive, everybody else is like what everybody else did. I say it. I'm gonna say it and I mean it. And I stand by it.
Well, let me ask you this right quick, like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you freestyle at all?
I can.
Oh, so you gonna spit a little something for us?
You want me to?
I mean, yes.
I got you. Let me see. I'm gonna hit you with some.
Y'all stay tuned, man. He about to go off, y'all.
Reminiscing up on the business and about the business I'm gonna be getting and about the windows I'm gonna be tinting. Soon as I get it, your girl begging me just to get in. Big boy, I bought some shit I could fit in. Hold it, hold it. Paparazzi poses. I don't need your flowers. Gotta feel the roses. We about to start a new chapter. Don't close it. For my focus, cut off some of my closest. Now it's $1 million meetings. Punch drunk. We at brunch, drunk, sipping mimosas. Eye to eye contact with every toast is the best ever. My competition, the ghost. It's not close. I'm really better than most. About my bread, I really stay with a loaf. This Tyreal talk, I'm really not trying to boast.
He said, I stay with a loaf. You dig?
Light bars, super light bars, man.
Bars. I
Super
hear
light,
you.
super light,
Nah,
man.
that was dope, bro. Like, big shout out to you, man, because a lot of people can't do that on the spot.
Oh
Salute.
yeah, that's easy. I always keep at least 6 in the clip, man. I like battle rap too. I like battle rap too. So I wouldn't try me if I was anybody out there. Plus, I wouldn't respond if you diss me anyway. But like I said, I'm the best rapper alive.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because something that me and somebody else out here in Atlanta have been. I don't want to talk about too much because when you talk about stuff too much, other people try to
Yeah.
But
That's why I
but
ain't saying
we
nothing about the clothing
but
line. But
yeah, we looking at doing something. Like 106 and Park used to have their freestyle Fridays and stuff. Like we want to bring something like that back. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make sure I remember
right.
you when we kick that off next year.
Holla at me. Hey, I'm there. I'm in the building. And the most important person I didn't shout out was you. Thank
Oh
you for
man,
having me.
of course,
Thank you for letting me be on your
of
platform. Thank you
course,
for
it was
giving
my
me this
pleasure.
platform. Absolutely. That's I was gonna say the best for last, but I definitely got to give you because this is probably I wouldn't say the best interview I've done because I don't want to slight anybody else, but the
Of
vibe
course.
is just different. The vibe's super crazy.
Yeah,
So
the energy is there. And that's what it's all about, man, is just catching a vibe with people. I'm crazy about energy as well. I always tell
right,
people I'm like, one thing about energy is it can't be destroyed. You can transfer it, right?
right.
But you can't destroy it. So you have to put yourself in contact with people who have that good vibe, that good energy. And you know, anybody that knows me, I talk about this all the time. There's some people who will never have this conversation with me because I don't feel their energy. I don't feel their vibe. You get what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely, absolutely, and I love it. Like the energy is there, the vibe is perfect. Like I love it. This is a great platform for anybody.
Man, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And like I said, I definitely want to extend the invite to you when you're in Atlanta. Just let me know and definitely come by our studio and we'll do the sit down in-person interview as well.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna be first quarter next year because,
Okay.
like I said, yeah, I'm here in Savannah now. And then I realized how far of a drive that was. So once
It is
I'm
a
there,
drive.
yes. See, once again, I was in Macon. That was an hour and 30. Now
Right.
it's 4.5. So
Right. Especially with that
I'm
ATL traffic.
absolutely the studio is in Stone Mountain, so I'm gonna definitely be
Oh, okay.
back and forth. So I got to be in Atlanta anyway. So yeah, we definitely make that happen.
No,
Absolutely.
for real. Well, listen, it was such a pleasure to have you on here tonight. I definitely enjoyed it. For anybody that tuned in late, this interview, the replay of it will be permanently on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook. It's out there, y'all. So make sure you do me a favor, go back and run them numbers up, run them streams up, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. And a shameless plug, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You dig?
No doubt.
So we about to get into this record, man. The one that I have tonight, is it called Turned Up?
Nah, it should be called They.
Oh, it's called They. Oh, you know, it says intro to Turned Up. Okay,
Yeah,
got
that was something between the engineer and the when we got it mixed. It
oh,
was
they was turned up.
yeah, they had to turn something up on there, so I just sent it how I got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's called They.
They. Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. Who produced it?
Cormill.
Okay.
Yeah, Cormill produced the track. Touche engineered it, and then KO mixed and mastered it. So
word. Well, we about to get into it, man. Once again, thank you for everybody who tapped in tonight. Shout out to Tyreal for being here with me tonight, bringing all that good energy. You dig? Set me up for a good rest of the night. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce the record for us.
Industry's Most Wanted. You looking at it. This the new single. Well, actually not new, but it's the single They off of my EP, Days Before the Storm. Check it out.
Hey, let's go.
She's the industry's most wanted female. The one, the only, sexy TampaMystic.
Let's go. Hey. Make sure y'all follow him on all social media too. Let's go.
Cormill.
Touche Entertainment.
Touche, what's happening?
Tyreal.
Talk to him, Tyreal.
Ain't got no man.
You ever turned a 2 to a 4, a 4 to an 8? When that 8 come, you gotta make sure that your name's straight. Take that 8 to a 16, to a 32 is magic. How I'm playing with cookies, just like Urban do. I'm just swerving through, I never heard of you, so there's no chance of serving you. Lies, I done heard a few, that's why I got a different view. Neck shine, different cool, business is growing. This the right garden I'm tending to. In traffic, I'm tending to. Probably bumping gin and juice. They starving for this harvest, but this garden got different fruit. This a jungle, not a zoo. This here is overdue. This me stepping over you. I'm talking finals 0-1. Hey, I stepping over Lou. They spitting bullshit over truth. And this the song to hustle to. On the road, hustle school hard, not hustle you. Not trying to out hustle you. Just try and see my hustle through. Not trying to see a finish line. I'm trying to reach a pinnacle.
It's a vibe, y'all.
But
it's
they
a
don't
whole
want you
vibe.
to Entertainment. We in the building. They don't want you to grind. Tyreal. They don't want you to hustle. And I mean that. They don't want you to outshine them. They want to see you what they are. Fuck they. Man, the hustle is extravagant, feeling arrogant. I've been stacking it, went from not having to having it. Went from checking price tags to just grabbing shit. You broke, then it's funny, I'm at the bank, laughing it up. It's there and it's stuck. I'm chasing the safe. A bag's not enough, and I'm used to the hate. Tuck cash in the cut. You niggas average as fuck in the cut, smoking diesel, no gas in your truck. This shit make you wanna grind, it's like gassing you up. And this ain't about fashion or smashing the slut. This all about seeing the math adding up and the cash stacking up, man. That's why I brought the muscle through, and this the song to hustle too. On the road, hustle, school hard, not hustle. You not trying to out hustle, you just try and see my hustle through. Not trying to see a finish line, I'm trying to reach a pinnacle.
Hey,
But they don't want you to.
that right.
Touche Entertainment, baby. They don't want to see you on top.
They don't want to see you on top.
Successful.
They don't want you to be successful.
They want to see you at the bottom.
That right, at the bottom. They at the bottom.
We can make you some real hustles. Fuck they.
Fuck them motherfuckers.
All along.
Nah, for real. Man, that record is really dope, bro. I felt it to my soul. You dig?
Timeless music.
And the production is fire. The engineering is right, man. It's just a hit all the way around. So once again, man, thank you for being here with me tonight, and shout out to everybody checked in. But we about to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a great holiday season. You know, for those who celebrate holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Y'all be safe, man. And the next time you see he and I doing this, we're gonna be sitting next to each other, and we're gonna be doing it that way. You dig?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Y'all have a blessed night, man. Peace.